All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are diving into a huge E topic.
Huge.
Energy mastery.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about how humanity survives, but like how far we can go in controlling energy itself.
It's pretty wild.
Our source material for this deep dive is an article called Survival Isn't the Endgame Anymore.
Right.
It's Energy Mastery.
Right.
And let me tell you, it gets into some pretty mind-blowing concepts.
Oh, yeah.
Dyson spheres, star lifting, becoming like planetary engineers.
Real sci-fi stuff.
Yeah. Think of it like this. Energy is like the internet. First, it was all dial-up slow. Now we're streaming everything instantly, right? What if we could stream the power of a star?
Whoa.
That's the kind of stuff we're going to be getting into today. So to kick things off, I think it's important to like zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture of energy in life.
Yeah, I mean, even at the most basic level, like single-celled organisms, energy is everything.
Right.
It drives all life, every single living thing. Bacteria to blue whales, it's all designed to capture and use energy.
Like, give us an example. How does that work?
Well, like plants, they take energy from the sun.
Photosynthesis.
Exactly, photosynthesis. And then animals, they eat those plants or each other.
It's like a big, crazy energy food chain.
It really is this incredible flow of energy. And then you have humans who come along and they're like,
hold my beer.
Yeah. We figured out how to not just use what's there, but to transform and store energy.
That's huge.
Right. It's like fire, agriculture, the steam engine, electricity.
Each one a major level up.
Definitely. Each one was a huge leap in how we as humans manipulate energy. And now
The article argues
that we're still just getting started, which is kind of crazy to think about.
it introduces this thing called the Kardashev Scale.
Yes.
It's like a ranking system.
A cosmic ranking system
Yeah.
for civilization.
Based on how much energy they use.
Exactly. And it really blows your mind when you start to think about it.
So where do we stand right now on this cosmic scoreboard?
Well, according to the article, we're at about type 0.7.
0.7. Kind of sounds lame, honestly.
Yeah, I know. It basically means we're still mostly reliant on, consuming finite resources.
Fossil fuels and stuff?
Yeah, like fossil fuel. But even though it's 0.7, it's still significant progress.
Okay, so no shiny trophy for us just yet.
Not yet, but hey, we're working on it.
So to get to that next level, to type I, what's that going to take?
That's where it gets really exciting. A type I civilization can control 100%, literally all the energy available on its planet.
Wow. Okay, paint me a picture. What does that even look like?
It would mean harnessing not just solar and wind power, but also geothermal energy, the tides, even weather patterns.
So we're not just living on Earth, we're conducting it.
It's like we become planetary engineers.
Okay, now we're talking.
Okay.
But the article also spends some time on our current energy situation.
Yes.
And it doesn't sound great. They actually use the phrase energy crisis.
It's a big concern.
Yeah. How serious is this? I mean, is it really that dire?
Honestly, history has shown that civilizations that can't get reliable energy,
They don't do well.
yeah, they face some very serious consequences.
Right.
I mean, we're already seeing the strain, and the article points to some specific things that are holding us back.
What kind of things? Break it down for us.
Well, one example is energy storage. Renewables are fantastic, but
They're intermittent.
exactly, the wind doesn't always blow, the sun doesn't always shine. So we need better ways to store that energy for when we need it. Then there's the issue of transmission, getting the energy from where it's generated to where it's needed. We're still losing a ton through inefficient grids.
So it's not just finding new energy. It's about making the whole system work better.
It's about making it smarter and way more efficient.
Okay, that makes sense. And this is where the idea of
Shifting
from energy extraction to energy capture comes in, right?
Yes, that's a key concept.
Break that down for me. What's the difference?
Yeah. Okay, so imagine extraction like digging a hole and just taking what you can get. It's depleting, often messy, and it can lead to, fighting over resources.
Right, makes sense.
Capture, on the other hand, is about harnessing energy that's already flowing around us, like sunlight, wind, heat from the earth. It's working with nature, not just taking.
So instead of digging and burning, we're learning to surf.
Surf the waves of energy.
I like that analogy, and that's where the real potential lies, right?
I think so. If we can master energy capture, we can not only solve this crisis, but we can unlock insane possibilities for the future.
It's exciting and a little terrifying at the same time.
Definitely a bit of both. But that's what makes this topic so fascinating. Welcome back to our deep dive, everybody.
So last time we were talking about this shift
Right.
from energy extraction to capture.
Yes.
And I feel like that leads us right into those type I civilizations.
It does.
Planetary orchestra conductors.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm still trying to, wrap my head around what that level of energy control would even look like.
Yeah. So, imagine a city, right, where every building is powered by renewable energy, seamlessly integrated, everything's whisper quiet, emissions-free.
Sounds lovely.
And the climate is, well, perfect. We've learned to manage weather patterns.
Hold up. Manage weather patterns. Now that sounds like some serious sci-fi stuff.
It might seem far-fetched now, but that's the kind of power we're talking about here. You know, theoretically, a Type I civilization, they could use geothermal energy to melt glaciers, strategically, of course.
Strategically.
To create new waterways or arable land.
Wow.
They could even, manipulate atmospheric pressure to weaken hurricanes before they hit land.
Okay, I'm starting to see why the article calls this becoming planetary engineers.
Right.
It's like we go from being at the mercy of nature to shaping it to our needs.
Absolutely. But of course, that raises all sorts of ethical questions.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Like, who gets to decide how the planet's energy is used? Who controls the weather? It's a big conversation.
Definitely a big conversation. But, let's say we figure out the ethics part. What kind of technology would we even need to, reach Type I status?
Well, first things first, we would need massive advancements in energy storage and transmission. Think super efficient batteries, way better than what we have now, that can store solar energy for months. Or superconducting grids that can move electricity around with basically zero loss.
Okay, that's impressive.
Right. And we'd probably also need some major breakthroughs in nanotech and AI to manage such a complex system.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're talking about coordinating energy flows on a global scale.
It would take crazy amounts of data processing and control.
It's pretty mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But let's say we get there. What's next? Type 2 civilization, right? Harnessing the power of a star.
Exactly. And for that, we're going to need something even more revolutionary than super batteries or smart grids.
Okay, hit me with it.
We're talking Dyson swarm.
Dyson swarm. Come on, now you're just making stuff up.
I promise it's a real concept. Okay, so picture this. Millions, billions even, of satellites, each one with solar panels all orbiting the sun, collecting its energy.
Whoa, hold on. So instead of just the sunlight that reaches Earth, we're collecting it straight from the source?
Directly from the source.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of energy we could capture would be, well, astronomical?
Pun intended.
Maybe a little. But seriously, think about it. A Type 2 civilization with that kind of energy, they could achieve things that are just unimaginable to us now. We could be moving planets, building colossal structures in space, even creating stellar engines.
Stellar engines. Okay, now you're definitely messing with me.
I swear I'm not. A stellar engine is a megastructure. It could actually move an entire star system through space.
Move a star system. Okay, why would anyone want to do that?
I don't know, maybe to escape a supernova or to colonize a new part of the galaxy, or maybe just because they can. Who knows?
Okay. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here.
I know, it's a lot to take in.
Let's bring it back down to Earth, or at least to our solar system.
Yeah.
What are the real tangible benefits of becoming a Type 2 civilization?
Well, the most obvious one is just the abundance of energy, right? It would mean the end of energy scarcity as we know it.
No more fighting over oil.
No more energy poverty. But it goes even further than that. With that level of control, we could, terraform planets, create artificial habitats in space, manipulate gravity even.
So it's not just about surviving anymore. It's about, becoming the architects of the cosmos.
That's a great way to put it. And it really makes you wonder, what are those other civilizations out there doing with that kind of power? If they've already reached that level, I mean...
That is a question I don't even know if I want to think about right now. My brain is already overloaded.
I hear you.
I guess that's what this deep dive is all about, right?
Yeah.
Pushing the limits of our imagination and exploring, the crazy potential of energy.
It's a wild ride, for sure.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We've been talking about some pretty far-out stuff. Dyson swarms, stellar engines. It's a lot to take in.
It is, yeah.
But before we, totally lose ourselves in all these mind-bending possibilities,
right,
I think it's important to come back down to Earth for a minute.
Okay.
And talk about the here and now.
Right.
We've explored the potential of energy mastery.
Yeah.
But what about the flip side? What happens if we fail?
That's a crucial question. And to be honest, not a very fun one to think about.
Yeah, no.
But the article, it really emphasizes this point. Failing to master energy, it doesn't just mean missing out on some cool tech in the future.
Right.
It could mean, like, the end of civilization as we know it.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Now that's pretty serious. What does that failure even look like?
Well, think about what we're already seeing.
Yeah.
Climate change, resources running out, political instability because of, energy insecurity.
Isn't connect?
Exactly. And the article suggests that if we don't, change course, these problems are just going to get worse.
So paint me a picture. We're talking about like environmental collapse, mass migrations, resource wars.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a pretty picture. And it goes beyond just physical survival, too,
Oh.
The article argues that if we don't figure out this energy thing, it could also really limit our intellectual and cultural growth.
That's interesting. How so?
Well, just think about it. Energy is the foundation of everything we do. Our homes, transportation, communication, scientific research, everything.
Right.
So if we're constantly just struggling to meet our basic energy needs, it's going to be really tough to make progress in other areas.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not just about keeping the lights on.
Right.
It's about having the energy to dream, to innovate, to explore.
Exactly. It's about unlocking our full potential as a species.
I like that. Okay, so we've talked about the doom and gloom scenario. Let's flip the script for a second. What happens if we succeed? What does a future with energy mastery actually look like?
Well, first and foremost, it would mean a world without energy scarcity. Like, imagine clean, abundant energy for everyone.
Wow. Okay. No more fighting over oil. No more energy poverty.
Yeah, it would be revolutionary. And then think about the environment, If we can transition to a 100% renewable energy system, we could finally start to reverse some of the damage we've done.
Cleaner air, cleaner water, a stable climate.
It's a beautiful picture. And that's not even mentioning space exploration, right?
Oh, yeah. Does energy mastery unlock that next frontier?
Absolutely. If we have all this clean energy, we can start building the infrastructure we need for serious space exploration. Space-based solar power, interstellar travel, maybe even permanent settlements on other planets.
Okay, now my sci-fi heart is really racing. We're not just talking about surviving on this planet anymore. We're talking about expanding into the cosmos.
It's a pretty amazing thought, isn't it?
It really is. So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, I keep coming back to this one question.
What's that?
What's the key takeaway for us here in the present?
I think the biggest takeaway is this. We have a choice.
Okay.
We can keep going down this unsustainable path with all the risks, or we can choose to invest in a future where we've mastered energy.
On that choice, it's not just up to governments or corporations, it's up to all of us, right?
It is. Every little decision we make, the car we drive, the food we eat, the energy we use at home, it all adds up.
It's empowering, but also kind of daunting, Like we have that much influence.
It is a big responsibility, but it also means we have the power to shape the future we want. A future where energy isn't a source of conflict or scarcity, but a catalyst for progress and innovation and exploration.
Well, that's an inspiring note to end on. Thank you for taking us on this journey. I don't think I'll ever look at energy the same way again.
You're welcome. And remember, the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create. We have the power.